Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Recently, I've received a couple of emails that sort of touched on where this all comes from, how it all starts. I don't know about everybody else's experiences. Of course, I can only speak from mine. I had a narcissistic mother growing up. My father and I were very close, had a very wonderful, loving relationship. We had a great deal of love and respect for each other, and I lost him, and that's when everything changed for me. My life changed drastically, but I can't say that my relationship with my mother was ever special, or significant in any way. I never really felt a bond or a closeness with her. She was extremely close to Octomom, my sister. I don't know how she got around having my brother under her skirt his entire, 50 plus years. I don't know how they do it now that he's, married and whatnot, but he's there under her skirt. I just never felt close to her. She was always very critical of me. I guess I'd have to put a little bit of thought into her reactions and her interactions with them. I mean, she was awful to everybody. There was no exceptions, but there's different dynamics. I think we all know with everybody in the family when it comes to a narcissist. I'd have to think about that. I just know that with me, she was always very critical. Very, very critical. I don't remember her making me feel good about myself. I don't remember her talking me up or building up my self-confidence in any way. I just remember her being very, very critical. If she saw me right now, she'd say I have on too much makeup. My shirt is cut much too low. I mean, she would just shred me. She would just absolutely shred me. She wouldn't have anything kind to say. Basically, that's what she did to everybody. If she did like something, she wouldn't say it. There's no way she's going to give you a compliment. I mean, come on. Or if she did like something, she would say, oh, I have one of those, mine's bigger. She was the pits. When those things are happening, you don't recognize them. It's just like narcissistic relationship. In a relationship where you are being emotionally and mentally abused, you don't know it until you're out of it, period. I would say that goes for most of us. At least that's how it was with me. And with her, we just thought, oh, yeah, there's mom again, whatever. With her, this wasn't something that I started to recognize or even analyze until just recently. And fortunately, I now have the wherewithal to deal with it, to analyze it and kind of pick it apart and think about what went on and what it meant and how it affected me and how it led me to make certain decisions in my life, such as be with this narcissistic ex-a-hole of mine for so long. Why did I do that? Well, because my dad put up with my mom. I thought, well, dad's doing it. Dad's toughing it out. Whatever's happening, dad's toughing it out, and he's still plodding forward, and I can do it too. Was that the thing to do? I don't know. I mean, he felt that was the thing to do. I don't think that he wanted to let his family down. I don't think that he wanted to be the one to say, I want this over with. I know based on what he had to say to me daily that he wasn't happy. I think he kind of felt like it was just too late. Why make things worse? Why make things ugly? Whatever. But anyway, going back to her and her shallowness and her lack of empathy for anybody. I mean, Dad and I couldn't discuss anything in front of her because she was just so negative all the time. Everything was just on the surface with her. There was nothing beyond the surface as far as she was concerned. It's whoever had the nicest clothes, whoever had the most jewelry, whatever, and she just thought she was the queen of all that. So there was no talking to her. I just remember her being very critical of me. If she's never had anything kind to say, and I couldn't relate to that when I started thinking about all this. And as I got older, I thought, why does she do that? Why is she like that? Because as a mother, I wasn't that way. As I felt that as a mother, it was my job to build my children up. I felt that as a mother, it was my job to instill confidence in them and to make them feel good about themselves no matter what was going on, no matter what was happening, and to let them know that, whatever's on the outside doesn't define you. I just always felt that was my job. So I couldn't understand all this other garbage, so I just kind of put it aside, blocked it out, whatever we do, whatever our defenses are. I probably did too much of that. I probably went overboard with that because of my ex and because of the way he treated all of us. I probably overcompensated and carried on and built them up way too much sometimes, and maybe that's why the two younger ones have narcissistic tendencies. I don't know. I'm still trying to work my way through all of this and figure all of it out, because it helps to sort it, at least for me. I've started journaling, and getting it all out of here and getting it out, I think helps. At least in my case it does. Actually, it really did help. I will say the very first day I journaled, got back to it wholeheartedly. I got an app on my iPad for journaling. I remember that first night that I sat down and I got all of this out, all these thoughts that were going on. I rested really well that night. It was like it was like a mental dump. It was great. I've got a lot to say about this. There's a lot to be said about this relationship or lack of a relationship that I had with Cruella. I'll be back.